What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
Alright, so we are still on the road to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you like keeping up to date with accurate Nintendo Switch news and insight, and you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, and let me know what you guys think in the comments section. So, told you guys previously that these upcoming graphic comparisons between the Nintendo Switch 2 and other versions of the games were going to be very interesting. And already, we're off to a good start. So, Street Fighter 6 was one of the major third-party ports announced for the Switch 2 and is also playable. There's plenty of footage out there for you guys to see. And surprising to many, game holds up very well compared to the other versions. Surprisingly well. So I'm going to discuss this comparison video that was recently posted up by a YouTuber named El Ana Lista de Beats. I probably said that wrong, but anyway, I'm going to post a link to the full video in the description so you guys can check it out. I've actually been subscribed to this YouTuber for a very long time. They pretty much upload the best quality comparison videos, and they're really fast about doing it too. Like they're usually the fastest to upload this comparison videos, and also usually like the best quality. So make sure you not only subscribe to that channel, but check the video out in the description I'm talking about. So they put up a comparison video of Street Fighter 6 on the PlayStation 4 versus the Nintendo Switch 2 version and versus the PlayStation 5 version. And also this is an early graphics comparison because, one, they did it really quickly, and also remember, this version of Street Fighter 6 is still in development, and we don't know how far along it's in development. We know that's supposed to be a launch game, but the build that they were showing that was playable could be an older version. So keep that in mind. But I thought that this was very interesting because if you look at these, I'm going to take some select screen caps from the video to compare. And it's weird because in some of these shots, in some of these instances, it actually looks like the Switch 2 version is more detailed than even the PlayStation 5 version, which leads me to believe that this game more than likely is actually using DLSS. Now, it's interesting because it actually looks like it's more detailed than the PlayStation 5 in some areas and not as detailed or realistic, I guess, in others. So if you look at some of these pictures here, the Switch 2 version is of course in the middle. And in comparing, well, first of all, the Switch 2 version looks better than the PlayStation 4 version, hands down. But when we're comparing it to the PlayStation 5 version even, somehow the Switch 2 version in a lot of areas appears to be more detailed. Like you can see more like pores on the character's skin. There's details that are in the Switch 2 version that are not in the PlayStation 5 version. Now, currently, it looks like the Switch 2 version may be missing a lighting pass, perhaps like a soft baked lighting or something that the PlayStation 5 version has. That's why the PlayStation 5 version, it looks like the lighting's different, and it looks like the lighting looks more realistic. Now, I don't know if this is because the Switch 2 version won't have that, or if it's just because this version is still in development. So I guess we won't know that until the final game is out. but it looks like the PlayStation 5 version has more realistic lighting, and I don't know if the lighting is calculated based on the location of the model. I don't know if maybe we're not seeing those extra details in the PlayStation 5 version based on where the lighting is located, which is a possibility. But I don't know. I'm looking at these shots and it just looks like there's actually detail that's in the Switch 2 version that's not in the PlayStation 5 version, and that's pretty trippy. But this comparison here between the three Ryus, you'll see the Switch version, the Switch 2 version's in the middle, and again, it looks like in some areas the Switch 2 version is slightly more detailed. Like he actually, for whatever reason, it looks like he has like more peach fuzz. Like Rio looks hairier in the Switch 2 version. He has more hair on his shoulders. He has more hair on his chest. But one thing that I do see that is missing from the Switch 2 version and the PlayStation 4 version is depth of field, or at least in this shot. As you can see in the background, the PlayStation 5 version, the camera is focusing on Ryu, a close-up on Ryu, and the background is blurred due to usage of depth of field. And it looks like the Switch 2 version, at least in this current build, does not have that. So who knows if that's something that they're gonna add in later, or maybe it's just not in there, because depth of field is kind of taxing. So that may or may not be in the Switch 2 version. Look at this comparison of Zangief, and again, somehow the Switch 2 version appears to be showing more detail than the PlayStation 5 version for some reason. But like I said before, it could be based on a slightly different lighting model. I don't know, but if you look at these two, yeah, the Switch 2 version actually looks more detailed, and that's actually pretty crazy. Now, I did notice one thing other than the lighting. If we look at this shot here, we see, and you might not see it at first, but the Switch 2 version and the PlayStation 4 version are actually missing NPCs in the background. So while in this case, the Switch 2 version looks very similar to the PlayStation 5 version, it's actually missing some of the background NPCs. So I guess that's how they are smartly like shaving off some things that had an effect on performance. And honestly, I watched that video a couple times and I didn't even notice it. So obviously that was something smart to shave off, because it took me a while watching the video to actually notice that those NPCs were in fact gone. So I don't know, guess they're making like little smart like nips and tucks here, but so far I like it. The Switch 2 version of Street Fighter 6 is looking pretty good, especially to be unfinished, and in some cases arguably might look better than the PlayStation 5 version. That's pretty nuts. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section.